Argentina escaped with their lives. I lied. They pretty much dominated England 2-1. It was a great comeback. England were very lucky to keep it 2-1. And I'm going to discuss it because I haven't returned to YouTube in about 4 weeks. So I'm sorry. I did say I was going to lock in. But I locked in for this game. I locked in so hard that I locked in a great guest. Returning guest, Guerzy Napoli fan, Argentina fan. That's the most important. He is from Argentina. He's from the motherland. So, yeah, man. Guerzy, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, man.
Thank you for having me, broski. Thank you.
Hey, but let's get straight into it. You guys are into another World Cup final, back-to-back World Cup finals, 3 in 4. How does that feel for you? How it's becoming a bit of a habit for you guys now.
I mean, listen, in my lifetime, like I mentioned to you earlier off the call, I got to witness 2 so far, and this is about to be the 3rd World Cup final. Other than the actual football itself, I'm just blessed to be able to have that opportunity, because I feel like a lot of people supporting their nations genuinely don't get that opportunity. A lot of people don't get to even see their nations at a World Cup. So of course, I'm always grateful to God. I'm blessed that I get to even see my nation play at a World Cup, let alone the final. So it's great. It's very great. It feels nice. I'm hoping we go back to back, be the first bicampeón, double back-to-back champions since Brazil in 1962, I believe. Italy also did it in the 30s. So it's a very rare feat that not everyone gets to do. And if we get to do it, we'll join an elite group of nations. So it'll be nice.
Yeah, hopefully you guys don't, because you guys know, born and raised in Italy, I don't want these boys to catch their 4th star. Like you said, it's a blessing. You guys made it 3 and 4. Some countries don't even make World Cups. Like Italy, and other teams don't even would be lucky to see their country in 1 World Cup in their lifetime. But you guys are casually making finals again. But let's talk about the game. Let's stick to the football. What did you think about it? Let's go with when you guys went 1-0 down. What's your first thought? Anthony Gordon scores. Argentina are losing. Oh my God! England might actually might be just Argentina time outside and go to a World Cup final. What's your thoughts during that?
I think it's easy for someone to be discouraged. Seeing your nation go down 1-0, especially in the second half where there's not much time to go. 40 minutes left in the match. 40 minutes may seem like a lot, but momentum and everything can make it feel like this. And it was stressful. It was very stressful, of course. But I had faith in the boys, because I feel like anyone who's been following this World Cup has seen that Argentina has played better when we were actually trailing, or in a situation where we needed to score. I feel like when the game was calm, we never really had control of the game, and that goes for this whole World Cup, bar the group stage. I feel like in the knockout stages, we never really had control of the game, and it was never one of those things where, okay, I can coast, I can chill. But that's just how it is with us at World Cups. I mean, we always end up doing that. It's just Argentina's the type of nation that we do better under pressure. And it's unfortunate that we had to take a goal to do it, but listen, the players knew what they had to do. You know what it means to the players. You know what that the players want to win this for, not just for themselves, not just for the country, not for their people, but for Messi. It's the way that they talk about Messi to them. It's like it's their idol. They grew up watching this guy, and then for them to play with him is another thing. It's incredible. So I think trailing 1-0, I never thought the game was over after 1-0. Even if England would have scored a second, I knew that they would have played more defensively, and that's where we thrive, with sending everyone forward, because we do have center halves that are able to play in the offensive zone. Guti, Licha, Otamendi, these are guys that are aerial demons despite not even being that tall. These guys know how to jump, they know how to get the ball in the air, and they're technical, they're techie with their feet. I mean, that's just South American players. A lot of South American defenders are good with their feet. So that's why I never really doubted the lead. I never really doubted that England was ahead. Of course, I wasn't happy with it. I mean, I was definitely stressed, but the second I saw that England decided to make that Tuchel disaster class of parking everyone back, I knew it was a matter of time before we scored. We had 2 posts,
Yeah, I mean, McAllister was lucky not to walk away with a hat-trick in that game. You said yourself, them boys do run for Messi. It's like they view Messi as most people view Brian Cristante, just God.
Yeah, of course, the God. Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if in Argentina it's crazy to say that Messi's part might be equal to Jesus Christ at this point. You know, back to back World
That's a
Cup
little
finals.
blasphemous. Maybe not that far, but
I don't know, bro. But the way them boys are willing to die for that little man, it's beyond
for sure,
crazy.
for sure, for sure,
Uh,
for sure, for
but like,
sure.
but like, I want to, you know, okay, you go to window down. There's a bit of a panic, but like, it still feel like okay, you still got Messi on the field, and
Yeah.
I mean, although he didn't have his best game, he didn't. He wasn't the same. Control everything, dictate the entire game. He was still Messi, and he still showed up. Of course, the first assist to Enzo Fernandez. What a goal by that! What's your like? What did you when that went in? When that goal went in, what's your thoughts? Like, what's going in? What's going through
I
your
had
mind?
I had I had like in those memes or in the movies when the movies like everything freeze frames and it looks like the world stops and you get the ball and it's like you hear the heartbeat in your ear, tum, 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 and you have that one moment to shoot. For me, everything froze. I couldn't hear anyone. My family was around. I couldn't hear anyone, and I just pictured against the Netherlands in 2022 the same situation where Enzo ripped it in like the 116 or sometime in the second period of extra time, and he hit the post. I was praying that that wouldn't happen again because Enzo during the whole match was just ripping shots from far and missing the net. So in that moment, I'm like, bro, please, please. And the second he hit it, and Pickford, I don't know what Pickford did there, but the second he hit that, I said the comeback's on and we're not losing this game.
Yeah, like it was. It looked like I don't know if you ever seen the movie Goal. It looked straight out of Goal.
Don't think I did.
Oh, that is. I'm really you should watch it. It's a trilogy. Probably the first two are probably the greatest football movies of all time. I don't care. I'm
Oh,
going there. They're
okay,
that
okay.
good. And that when Santiago Munez just decides I'm gonna win that game, and he just ripped it far corner off foot. Still, oh, great finish. When that went in, I'm not even from Argentina. I was like, oh my god, like you can. I felt a bit bad for England because they've been fighting all game. You thought they can defend the lead, but then again we'll talk about the little magician, little number 10, La Pulga.
Pulga.
Uh, I'm not even gonna say arguably anymore. The greatest football player of all time. That moment when he picked up the ball from a clearance and he took
Goats,
Jed
goats.
Spence. Jed Spence, who footballers today are calling this guy a stopper. Like he's
He
a
had a
oh
good
I'm a
game.
stopper.
He had a good game.
He,
Despite that, he had a
brilliant
good
game he
game.
had, brilliant game. But in that moment, okay, you probably have Messi exactly where you want him to be, on his weaker foot, down the line, running away from goal, and he just puts
Still.
a picture perfect cross on the top of Lautaro El Toro Martinez's head. I'm gonna be honest. Everyone, if you know in the group chat when I saw that things come in, I put in the group chat, it's over. Uh, Uncle Sharma's cooking me to this day about that. But for him to score that brilliant moment for him,
Yeah.
and for you, I can only imagine what went through,
I,
what you was doing.
bar World Cup 2022 final. I don't think I've ever screamed the goal that loud. Like it was one of those moments where like it's just surreal. You can't explain it. It's like football brings such joy to people, and it's one of those things where there's a debate. Do you feel more joy with the national team? Do you feel more joy with your club? Personally, and I'll go as far as saying the national team it brings you more joy because you see it less. It's not as often as the club. You know, the club it's every year. You know, you can have a bad season. Don't stress. We're gonna get back next year. The World Cup, you have a bad World Cup. You might not even make the next one. So it's one of those where it's like when we score a goal in the World Cup, I noticed more during this World Cup that it just feels that much nicer. And I'm a diehard Napoli fan, but it's just one of those things where if De Bruyne rips a long shot for Napoli in the 90th minute against Juve, I'm gonna go in the street and go crazy. But I won't go as crazy as what Enzo's goal yesterday or Lautaro's goal yesterday. It's a different sensation. It's not the same sensation. It's just something. And for me,
Yeah,
it was incredible. It was something else.
yeah,
And on
yeah.
top
It
of that,
felt.
the whole thing of sorry to cut you off. The whole thing of obviously I'm not gonna get into the controversy, but right now like not everyone's very fond of Argentina, and it is what it is. But with all my Latin American brothers and sisters that I know personally that are all against us right now, and they're preying on our downfall. I see all the IG stories, all the notes on IG. You know, we are all England, brother. That's embarrassing for South Americans to be we are all England after everything that they've been through. Because, and I'm not gonna get into history, but that's embarrassing. For
Yeah,
y'all to say that, it just felt that much better. Like it felt like a take it. You know what I mean? Like it was a
Yeah.
good feeling for it was double the euphoric feeling that it should have been for the goal. It was more like a fuck you. Sorry for the language. It was more like an f you to everyone. It felt nice.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody was against Argentina this tournament. I think it's not crazy to say that they are the most hated country in the world right now. In football, like if it is
In
World Cup, they're
football,
the most
yeah,
hated
yeah,
country.
for
Like
sure.
the amount of like, where do you think they're cheating or not? That's for you watching for you to decide. That's for you to decide. But they are undoubtedly the most disliked team, and for them to consistently come back, and that's what they've been doing. They've been going down and they've been coming back. Capo Verde, that brilliant game, they fought tooth and nail. Congrats to
Yeah,
Capo
yeah,
Verde,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Capo Verde probably gave them the toughest game this Argentina side would ever face in their history. I don't want to be honest. Maybe even harder than France. Then they go up against Egypt, 2-0, fight back 3-2. You can see how much it means to these boys. It's like when I saw Messi tie and he jumped up and was punching the air. I haven't
Bro,
seen
no.
Messi that animated since he probably won the World Cup. Like you know
And
what I
this is
mean?
a guy
Like
who won the World Cup, and he's still hungry. He's still hungry for
yeah.
more. That's like it shows you the character that he has.
And then you see again when Messi processes it and Lautaro scores, the entire bench will erupt. It's a World Cup. It's a goal to send to the World Cup. But that it just feels like this Argentina side. They hear they definitely 100% hear what people are saying about them, and they're definitely
Sure.
taking it to heart,
I,
and they're
I don't know if you
showing it.
saw Romero's comments after the game. Gary
What do you
Neville,
say?
Gary Neville was talking really bad about Argentina. Like that's the thing. A lot of pundits, it's mostly English pundits, because like they waffle before games for no reason. Like you don't learn that you should never talk before a match like that. Like Troy Deeney, John Terry, Ian Wright, Joe Cole. Gary Neville, all these guys before the game, they were saying, "Oh, I don't see Argentina scoring a goal. They're gonna take 3 goals today. They're weak. This, that, this, that." And Gary Neville specifically targeted Romero and Lichandro. I'm fucking mixing his name up. Licha Martinez. He went out to both of them and said, "These guys are weak center backs, na na na, whatever it may be." So after the game, Romero goes and he says, "When I retire, I hope I'm not as stupid as Gary Neville." Like it's just you know what I mean. It's just so nice to see that they actually hear it,
No,
because bro, I'm just a fan and I get worked up. I almost want to go on the pitch myself and put in a 2 foot tackle on Anthony Gordon. You know what I mean? Like I just no this Anthony Gordon's the first name that came to my head. You know, Elliot Anderson. I want to go on the pitch and put a 2 foot. Imagine these guys who actually play and they see it. Like you can tell from the first minute, Paredes went in and shouldered Bellingham on the shoulder that was hurting him, just to put a message to say this is different football. In South America, we don't play this pretty tactical masterclass football that everyone's a sweet little pass. Nah, we play dirty, and the casuals that watch football only during the World Cup, watch football through TikTok and through X, Twitter on the World Cup, are the same people that are saying they play so dirty, they don't deserve to. Brother, that's football. It's been dirty since the 1930s. It's been dirty since forever. That's the way South American ball is, and that's why they're so resilient. They're so gritty, and they never give up on the pitch. That's why Paraguay beat Germany. That's why these nations, they might not be as talented. They might not be as talented as the Europeans, but they got balls, and that's the heart that their balls are down to their knees. That's the type of game that they play, and that's what a lot of European. I think you can agree with me. A lot of European nations are lacking that. It's more like, oh, I'm gonna do a nice tackle, so it goes on the IG, and then I won't do any more tackles for the rest of it. Shit like that, where it's like more aesthetic. They don't give a shit about the aesthetic. For them, it's full tats. We're going to the pitch today. We're from El Barrio. We're from the hood. We grew up in a place where we didn't have nothing, and we're gonna show you that we're hungry. That's just South American football.
I mean that is South America. You can see these European footballers. Like, although there's a European team in the final and there was 3 European teams in the semi-final, they were the best team. They pumped the most money into football in
Yeah,
comparison to other nations. But
for sure.
you can just see the heart and desire wasn't there. Argentina, of course, is the main one. You can even look at Africa and Morocco. These men will die for that nation. These men will die.
Yeah,
Capo Verde were
yeah.
ready to were literally like you genuinely thought that their football career was over when they lost to Argentina. You thought you don't think that these guys are not gonna go on holiday somewhere nice and then go again and go club football. But you thought that was it for them.
Yeah,
They
I
thought
was
it was it.
devastated for Cabo Verde. I was devastated for them because, like, if we go analyzing match per match, right? Like the group stage, I didn't really have any sort of remorse after the games because it's group stage, bro. Like you can still bounce back. When Algeria lost, I thought, you know what, they're still gonna bounce back, and they did. And then Switzerland, not Switzerland, sorry, Austria. I was like,
Austria.
oh, Austria fought hard. They still have a chance. Jordan, I shout out to my Jordanian brothers, and sisters, but let's be honest, like they were just there for the vibes, and they still were there. They scored a goal against us. They did what they had to do. But when it came to the knockout stage, when we played Cabo Verde, genuinely after the match, I was disappointed in my team how bad we played, but I was proud of Cabo Verde because they really showed up, and they said, bro, people look at this game and say, oh, it's an easy walk in the park. Everyone said it was a walk in the park. I never said that. I said it's gonna be a tough match. Watch how they play. They didn't lose a single game in this World Cup, Cabo Verde, in 90 minutes. Just to let you know, they didn't lose a single game in 90 minutes. They fought, and then against Egypt, I have mixed emotions about that because I didn't like the way that people talked about Argentina in that match. I think that we robbed. You never watched a game of football if you think we robbed that match. Let's be honest. And then the Switzerland game, we fought as well. Switzerland fought until the end. Unfortunate red card from a moment of stupidity from Mbolo, which could have been avoided, because Switzerland were in that match. Switzerland, we might have even been on the ropes. We were on the ropes that match. Switzerland were in that match until Mbolo decided, oh, let me dive in the era of VAR, and it's not smart from him.
Yeah.
And England until the 50th minute, the game was 60-40 England, maybe like 55-45. But then after that, it was full 90-10 Argentina. There was nothing from England from after that.
Yeah, yeah. If you're from Argentina, I'm gonna be honest. You have to this win. You should take with so much pride because this England team was specifically built to beat Argentina, to beat France, to beat Spain. It was specifically built for because a lot of these guys were like, we're stronger than them. Drew Bellingham is just gonna move Messi. Elliot Anderson is gonna outmuscle Leandro Paredes. But you guys forgetting who Leandro Paredes really is, man. That guy. That guy's a real pit bull. He's a pit bull. Like don't mess with Leo Paredes, bro. I think if I have to bring 5 footballers with me, it's a backyard scrap. It's a dark alley scrap. Leo Paredes might be one of them boys I call up, man, because he might not be the strongest, but he ain't going down with a fight. And you thought that you guys could really just bully these boys, and it was the other way around. Argentina bullied them, and that's what it was.
Ultimately, that's how it is, bro. A guy like Tagliafico on paper is not a good footballer on paper, but then you watch him play, and he puts in this effort that, like, he overcompensates for his footballing skills with heart. Same thing with Montiel. Like, I don't think he's a great footballer, but the way he comes in and changes like that mentality, it's like that's what the team is. The Argentina team on paper is not the best team in the world. Maybe not even top 4, top 3. You know what I mean?
Okay,
but
you definitely are
okay,
top 3 team.
okay, maybe 4th, maybe 4th. I think France, Spain, and England on paper, low-key better. On paper.
England's
is close.
50-50, but the other two.
England's close. But France and Spain on paper, I think they take us. I would go even as far as saying Portugal on paper might even be better. But
yeah, maybe on paper because that midfield is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And the back line too. But when it comes to football, football's not played on paper. Football's not played with overall ratings on career mode on FIFA. That's not how football's played. Football's played with heart, with passion, and at the end of the day, someone could have a bad game like France against Spain, and that determines the rest of your World Cup. Your fate is sealed. France did not show up against Spain. What happened? France are better than Spain, bro. France are better than play each other 10 times. France will probably win 7 out of the maybe 6 times. Like it's one of those where Spain just showed up that day. And Spain is a phenomenal team, but France is an exceptional team. France is the best team in the world. And I'll be honest with you, if we would have played France in the final, I think France might have even won because of the revenge factor and everything. So
speaking of Spain, that is a team who you boys are going to be playing in the World Cup final. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people, I don't know if I've seen a lot of people pick Spain. I don't know what the bookies are saying, but in your opinion, do you think you can win? You obviously you think Spain are a better team than Argentina, but do you think Argentina this time out they can go and win? Because for me, Argentina have the experience factor. They've been there before. This group of players have been there before. I think the starting 11 that played against England were all World Cup champions. All won the World Cup, if I'm correct. Maybe apart from Simeone, maybe. Everybody else had won the World Cup. So that's what I think was going for Argentina. But what about you? From an Argentinian, what's your expectations coming into this game? Do you think you can win?
I think We can win against any team that's ahead of us, but not because we're better than every team. I think every game is winnable. It's just a matter of how you approach the game. We have a phenomenal coach. Scaloni is one of the best in the world at what he does. His mentality, his approach to games, I think is second to none. However, like I mentioned earlier, the game is won on the pitch. So I do think we could win against Spain. I'm confident in it. However, it's 90 minutes. It's 120 minutes. Penalties. Anything could happen. Spain could be approaching that game in a way where they're more prepared. Spain could win it. So I see this game. I don't see it as there's a strong favorite. I don't think there's a strong favorite in this match. I think it's very balanced because Argentina, like you said, has that experience. They have Messi, which right away, right there, is a game changer in itself. Messi needs 1 minute of brilliance. He could walk for 86 minutes, decide I'm gonna send the through ball of my life and hit Lautaro right on the dome and he scores. You know what I mean? That's all that's what we have. We have that factor. Also, we have guys that are willing to die for this team. Did you see the way Simeone was running last game? Simeone, 0 dribbles completed, 0 passes completed, 100 presses completed, 100 tackles. Bro, this guy, that's the type of guy I want on my team. Because that's a guy that's gonna piss off
Yeah.
your opposition. That's the type of guy I want on my team. We have Paredes that's like that. We have Enzo that's like that. We have guys that are relentless. I think Spain has better individual quality. I think they move the ball better. I think if you go player for player, I think Spain might even be better. Like if you look at okay, maybe not keeper. I think Dibu's a better keeper than Unai Simon overall, especially when it comes to penalties. But then maybe backline like Pau Cubarsí is probably better than both our center backs.
Pablo Marcy's young, man. He's what, 18, 19,
18. I
20?
think he's better than both our center back. But I think Romero and Lisandro are better than Laporte. I personally think. I think it's like Cubarsí is the best and Laporte is the worst out of the four. So it's like balanced kind of the back line. Cucurella blows every one of our fullbacks out of the water. Porro blows like their fullbacks clear. Their midfield, I'd say, is pretty close, but bro, Rodri right away is better than all our midfielders. Uh, Alex Baena is very good. Like they have a very good midfield. Zubimendi is even at the World Cup. I don't even know. They have a midfield that's like exceptional. Mikel Merino coming off the bench just shows you their depth. Um, and then their offensive threat is where I'm concerned because Oyarzabal, as we know, has been great, but he's not a striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
So
haven't. Yeah.
they don't have a number 9, and that's where Argentina has 2 number 9s that on their day can be world class. Alvarez, Lautaro, and
No,
and
no.
and I would go even as far as saying 118 minutes sub in Flaco Lopez, and he comes in and he scores a header, Götze style. I don't know. Like we have.
Good to start. Let's hope it's for you boys, and like it's against you guys. Hey, but it's gonna be a great game. Argentina. See, I'm speaking to you every time I speak to you. I say Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina. They have a chance. They have a chance, of course. They. I think for me, they're very. Of course, they have a chance. It's Argentina. They got Messi. They got the second greatest player of all time after Brian Cristante. Like you said, he's like Donny Marlon, where he can just give you a moment of brilliance somewhere. By the way, you said Montiel earlier. We don't mention Montiel, if I'm correct. He was the one that scored a winning penalty against Roma in the Europa League final. We don't mention him.
Oh, it's true. My bad.
we don't mention him on this channel. He's one of the 5 great villains.
Okay, my bad.
But nah, I swear I was joking. Again, Spain, of course, they have who they have. It's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna predict it because every single one of my predictions this World Cup missed. Every single one.
Say Spain's gonna win.
I'm not saying anything. I just hope a brilliant game of football we see, and we do. I think we will see because we've got 2 teams who like to play football. One team likes to fight a bit more, but they don't play football. And
do you think there's a possibility of penalties in this game, or will it be settled in regular time?
I'm not saying anything, bro. Not saying
No, I'm not saying if it's gonna happen. I'm saying based on the quality of the players and the closeness of the level. Do you think that penalties is like unrealistic, or is it something that could happen?
It could happen, but that's only if you can shut down that Mikel Merino super sub, because I don't know what this guy's on this World Cup, and if you can shut down Lamine Yamal. Apart from that, I don't think Spain have anybody that can really super trouble this Argentina team. I'll be honest with you. Outside of Lamine Yamal, And you know, Yazbal, we've already seen that you can handle these false nine, drop in deep type of strikers.
Problem
Harry
is they
Kane
have
really,
Pedri. Pedri on his day is world class, but he's been having a bad World Cup. Pedri.
he's
He's
been
been having a bad
horror.
World Cup.
He's been horror. But they benching him for Fabian Ruiz, Lazio legend.
Fabian Ruiz, Napoli legend, but
Napoli legend. Sorry, Napoli legend.
also Cucurella, like he is a phenomenal fullback. Might I add, one of the best in the world. And a guy like that running up the flank. I'm sorry, but I love Molina to death. But Molina keeps getting exposed when a guy is faster than him or better than him on the wing. I think Cucurella is gonna cook him if he has to run down that flank. Or bro, can you imagine Molina defending Lamine Yamal? I'm already like wearing a diaper for that. Like, I'm scared. But
Hey, what's I want to ask you guys tactically, what can you do to break? What's your midfield gonna be to nullify Lamine Yamal and to nullify this Spanish midfield? Because we all know Messi's gonna play that number 10 role where he's just gonna be floating. You start with it, and then McAllister's gonna be there. I think he's gonna start. Is it
box
gonna
to
be another
box, everything.
Enzo McAllister and Perez
Paredes.
start?
Yeah, I
Or
think
do you
DePaul is not going
think?
to start this game. I think DePaul is also going to come in off the bench because we saw off the bench he made an impact last game, but when he's been starting the other games, he was just there. Like, I think off the bench, DePaul will give you a good 30 minutes, maybe even like an extra time. You know, like he can give you a very good experience, and he's a dog. He's a dog. He won't stop fighting. And people overshadow DePaul because DePaul is a prick for people who are not supporters of Argentina. People don't like DePaul, and he's one of those guys you'd hate to play against but love to have on your team. But people look at him as like, okay, he's annoying, but they disregard the fact that he's actually a good footballer. Like he's not just a guy that's there to take up a space and be a bodyguard for Messi. He actually has tech. If you remember him at Udinese, he was incredible at Udinese. DePaul is a very good footballer. He just gets a bad reputation because of his attitude, and fair enough. You know, I understand, but you can't forget that a guy like that can also send you a through ball that kills your defense. That's just the type of guy he is. He has
He
that
is,
tech.
he is, he is. He's a top player. But I'm gonna ask this final question before you leave. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm going to watch an MLS match tonight, so you know I gotta head out soon.
who's watching? Who's playing?
We're
Who
playing
started?
Toronto FC tonight.
More. Okay, yeah,
Montreal,
okay, yeah.
Montreal, Toronto
Montreal,
FC. Yeah,
Toronto. Yeah, MLS just started back up. I'm surprised because there's no Messi, so why would they start? I don't know. Whatever.
Montreal's playing Miami next week. I wonder if Messi's gonna be probably. He probably won't be there.
He definitely is. It gonna be in Montreal? He definitely ain't showing up. He definitely.
I'm gonna
ain't
be there
showing
watching
up.
Sergio Reguilon. No.
Well, this guy's gonna be somewhere in Buenos Aires celebrating. But I will ask my final question. Italy's got 4 stars. Argentina win, they'll get 4 stars. Who's above who? Who's the? Would Argentina be the third greatest nation above Italy, or above Germany? Does Argentina force their way, or is it gonna be? Is it gonna go from big three to elite four?
I think Brazil and Germany are untouchable right now. Germany have played so many finals, bro. Germany have always consistent. Forget the last few years. Germany have consistently been in the final four like forever. They've always been there. Brazil's been very bad in this last few generations, but let's not forget Brazil is also the greatest national team of all time, trophy wise of the World Cup. So I got to give my respects to Brazil and to Germany. And of course, I have a lot of love for Italy. I have family there. You know, my dad's from Naples. You know, got a lot of love for Italy, but forget about the 4 stars and the 3 stars of Argentina. I think Argentina is just a bigger footballing nation. And I know it's a debate that you might not agree with. I just think Argentina has been bigger, and they're gonna prove it if they get their 4th star. That my statements that I've been saying for the last few years is just the truth, is the reality. Italy has not been a top footballing nation since 2006. They have not been a top footballing nation since 2006. But you can also say the same about Brazil because they haven't been anything since 2002. And, you know, Germany hasn't been good since 2014 or whatever it may be. But at least 2014 is quite recent. The thing with Italy is Italian football as a whole, forget about the national team. It starts in the league. It starts with the corruption in the league. How can you have a successful national team if you can't have a successful league? And our league that we love to watch every week, that we suffer watching a beautiful, which we're going to go back and we're going to watch a nice Frosinone versus Cagliari end 0-0 with one shot on target. And you know, I can't wait. I can't wait. But
Wait.
I think a lot of people criticize Italian football and don't watch it. We are consistent watchers, so we are able to talk about the league and criticize it. I think it's at a low state right now, and it
Yeah.
reflects on the national team. When the league was at its peak, bro, Italian football, the national team in the 80s and the 90s, they were phenomenal. The 2002 team that got robbed at the World Cup was probably the best Italian team I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
like 2006 was a very good team, but I don't think it was better than 2002. The 2002 team
I
was
think,
insane.
I think another team that people forget about Italy is 2000 Euros. They went to the final. They lost. I think it's the most BS thing. Golden goal is the most BS rule. They lost on golden goal, like to the game. But like that from 80 to 2006, elite. Some may
Elite.
say underperformed by winning only one World Cup in that time period, but
Yeah,
they've also been to the finals and
they're in
leading
the
the finals.
final. The Robbie Baggio penalty, things like that.
Yeah,
I just the reason I say Italy's 4 stars are questionable is just because two of them were during a Mussolini era where like it was. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know,
The same with Uruguay. Like they won 2 World Cups in the dinosaur era, in the Jurassic era. So like it's hard to say like Uruguayan people, my neighbors, people that live right next to us, will obviously be defending Uruguay and saying we are the greatest because we have 4 World Cups because they say they won 2 Olympic Games that were technically a World Cup because it was the World Tournament sanctioned by
yeah.
FIFA. The problem is, brother, that was during the Cretaceous era, the prehistoric Jurassic era. Like they haven't
There's no
been anything
footage.
since
There's
since
no
the
footage.
1950, exactly, since 1950, since the Maracanazo against Brazil. They haven't been anything. So it's like, are you able to consider these teams huge national teams if they haven't been consistent historically? The only consistent historic nations have been Germany, Brazil, Italy, since if we kind of count the 2000s, Argentina. That's it. France has only been good recently.
Yeah,
England,
France. Spain as well, a bit recent. Spain's a
Spain
recent one as
recent.
well.
Then you have guys like Hungary and Czechoslovakia back in the day, but what's Czechia and Hungary doing these days? Austria, what's Austria doing these days? Sweden, what's Sweden doing? The only nations that have stood the test of time from the 1930 inaugural World Cup to the 2026 current present day World Cup. And even if I add, 2026, Germany and Brazil, we don't even talk about that. So let's just say the 2000 era, the 2000 to 2026, around that era, Germany, Brazil, Italy, Argentina. And I think that's the big four. In whatever order you want to look at it, I think it's undisputable. That's the big four. You can have Netherlands in there because they've always been good, but they never won anything.
They're generational losers. They're generational losers. You can't have them.
That's the big four for me. That's the big four. Like
So would you say it's a big four, or you're not gonna? Or would you say Argentina forces their way into a big three, and then someone has to go home?
I think if Argentina wins this World Cup, it's undebatable that, I mean, it's debatable obviously, but for me at least, it's undebatable that they're the third nation. Like I said, they have the 70s, the 86, 78, 86, 2022, and if God wants, 2026, where it's like they have like a span of history, and they also made finals in the 1930s. They've just consistently been pushing through. I think that's how it would look, but we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, bro, I'm not gonna tell you that like
Spain. Let me in your mouth. I need a performance from you boys. Do not let these boys win. Do not let these boys win.
anything could happen. Anything could happen. But forget about the big three. The big two will be Germany, Brazil for until another nation. If Argentina wins a fifth or a fourth or whatever it may be, then there's a different debate. But for me, the big two in football, the fathers of football, the father of South America is Brazil, and I'm saying this as an Argentinian. The father of Europe is Germany, and I think that the sons, which are like gonna be the fathers one day, we got Italy and Argentina creeping up from both confederations. But other than that, I don't think anyone can touch these guys historically. France is creeping up. We'll see. I think France in this era with
France.
Mbappe will win another World Cup. France could definitely overtake Italy in terms of that. But South
You
America, do
think?
you see anyone overtaking Argentina and Brazil? No.
Unless Colombia. But
They've
then,
won one Copa America in their history, bro. Know your role. Know your
I
role.
thought I
Like,
thought Chile I thought Chile might be the next thing up when Sanchez and
that
there
was that
was
one era.
but then they never really capitalized with that. But I was saying I forgot what I was saying. I was gonna say something, but I don't really care anymore. But that's it really. Like thank you for coming on, bro. Thank you for coming on. I got no
Yes,
more
bro.
questions for you. I
Thank you
know
for
it's very
having me.
short notice. I know it's short notice, and you're busy. So
No,
make sure
of
to
course.
like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow Guerzy on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna link his socials below. Of course, great Napoli content creator, just a funny content creator in general, and he loves his country, Argentina. If you're from Argentina or South America, follow him. I know you South Americans are a bit stingy with your Argentinian love, but show him some love, man. But yeah, man. Peace
Thank you,
out.
brother. I appreciate it.
Sure.
We'll chat soon. Have a good one. Take care.
Have a good one. Take care.